I don't think I've ever actually been so disappointed in a place I've been to in my life. Bit of a nightmare. We're now being involved in a car crash. This is definitely the most impressive thing we have seen so far. The Phra That Luang. I always think that these things here look like battering rams. Massive issues again trying to pay in the big C. Arrived in country number 5. Is carnage out here. Not for the faint-hearted. We are on the 8th floor. Good morning and welcome back to the vlogs. We are out here in Vientiane in Laos for our final time, and we're saying bye to Laos later as we're going to be heading over to Hanoi in Vietnam. But before we do this, we're going to head out to a lovely vegan cafe. Well, it looks lovely, to go and grab some lunch. Then we're hopefully going over to the Golden Stupa, also known as Phra That Luang Vientiane. So hopefully that should be one of the most impressive things which we have seen so far. And also in the meantime, I need to go and find a souvenir too. So let's get going for the day and hopefully this should be an enjoyable one. But we've just finished packing the bags. I have to say it is by far the worst part of the whole trip is packing and repacking, because especially as I've bought some other tops, shorts, and deodorant, that is now even harder to squeeze it in to my bags. But I've checked that one out. Well, I've left it at the hotel for now. Got my hand luggage with me, which is here on my back. So that's got like my laptop and other stuff which I want to keep safe, and I keep them on me at all times. However, it does make my back very sweaty, which is not ideal. But now it's time to get going, as we don't want to ruin our last day here in Vientiane. For lunch, we have come to the Coco Co vegan cafe, and it looks really nice. Beth will show you around now, and we've ordered drink and a little bit of food too. So firstly, I've gone for the fruit smoothie, which has got pineapple, mango and dragon fruit in it. So it looks quite nice. We'll have to give it a try, see what we think. It's nice and fruity. It's weird though, because it's a little bit warm. I usually think smoothies are quite cold, but it's a little bit warm, but it does taste nice. Going in for seconds, and it will feel more refreshing too, especially after packing that bag. The stress of packing those bags, honestly, that's the worst bit by a long mile for the travelling so far. But we're gonna wait for our food now, and then hopefully it should taste delicious. The food has arrived and looks absolutely delicious and very healthy too. We'll start off with Beth's, which is the tofu bowl. And just off camera now, she said, you are not trying it. So she really wants to have that tofu bowl. Looks delicious, to be fair too. And I have gone for the avocado on the toast. It has come with a salad, which unfortunately I won't be eating in case the water kills me off and I'm on the toilet for hours. So instead, we're just gonna have the avocado on toast. So let's give this a try. This has been something that I needed for a while. Something nice and healthy, refreshing. It's been a good lunch for sure. That is really good. The bread's really nice. And I put some, I don't know what's on the top, but it tastes very nice. So I have to give it a good high rating, 8 out of 10. And the desserts have arrived. These look very nice. So we've got the chocolate cake, which looks super tasty. I'm not usually a massive fan of too much chocolate, but it looks like it's got a lot of the cream, and that's what my favourite bit is of a chocolate cake. So looking forward to that. And a blueberry cheesecake with a cute little flower on the top too. I believe it's a daisy that's there on the top, which is funny. But anyway, let's try first with the chocolate cake. Oh, it's falling apart. It's very crumbly. Oh God, it's all falling apart. The middle bit's really nice. The actual cake itself is a little bit dry, crumbly, so probably going to prefer this. We'll have to see. Here's the blueberry cheesecake. Let's take a chunk out of this too. Oh, such a satisfying cut of the blueberry cheesecake, especially compared to the chocolate cake, which fell apart. That is nice. It's weird because I've never had a blueberry cheesecake before, I don't think, but that does taste really nice. So definitely prefer the blueberry cheesecake over the chocolate cake. So the food came to 444,960 kip. So sounds really expensive. It's about £16.60. So it is quite expensive compared to some of the meals that we did have, but we also had a smoothie, 2 desserts, 2 main meals. So maybe that's probably why it is a little bit more than the other meals we've been having. We also had to pay that 3% fee for using cards. So I'm looking forward to getting to Vietnam and that not being a thing anymore. But we are now on the hunt for a souvenir. So if you don't know, in each place I tend to get a souvenir from that location of something that will remind me of going to that place. So in Singapore, we got the Lion Mermaid, and hopefully we can find something here that will signify something that we've done while we've been in Laos. Something like the Victory Monument would be perfect for this location. However, we've been looking at quite a few shops over the last few days. We've not really seen any souvenirs or any good postcards that Beth wants to give to her grandma. So we're just gonna have to keep looking for about half an hour max. And if we can't find anything, then we'll just have to head off to do our activity for the day. So I've just been walking around for about half an hour and unfortunately couldn't find any souvenir shops. I don't think I've ever actually been so disappointed in a place I've been to in my life. Like, I feel like it's got hardly anything. It's got a couple of restaurants which are nice, and then maybe the odd clothes shop, loads of phone shops. If you want a phone case, you'll be fine here. But apart from that, there's really not much. And everything's like half complete too, and there's like bins everywhere, all in the on the path and in the streets. You have to walk off the path into the road to get around these bins. Like, I do understand that obviously Laos is a poorer country than a lot of the ones that we are going to, but I did just love Luang Prabang, and if it matched Luang Prabang sort of style, then it definitely would have done a lot better. But in my eyes, this has probably been one of the worst places I've been to, but Luang Prabang was one of the best, so a little bit annoying. But we're now going to be heading off to the Phra That Luang, Vientiane, so hopefully we can be impressed by the golden stupa which is there, because apparently it's meant to look really cool, and I've seen loads of drone shots and stuff of it too, and it's lit up in the night. Obviously we're going in the day, but it should still look just as good. Another nightmare whilst here in Vientiane. So we're just sat here in the taxi and we feel a bump, and the car behind us has just knocked into the taxi. So they're currently getting the information off of the other lady, I'm guessing for insurance. The lady looks a little bit stressed too, so not too sure what's going to happen and when we're actually going to get there. We don't even know how it happened, to be honest, because we were just sat at some traffic lights and she must have looked that we were still, and she just drove into the back. So it's a bit weird. I can feel him like trying to sort out the dents in the back now. So bit of a nightmare. We're now being involved in a car crash. We have finally arrived at the Phra That Luang, Vientiane, after a car accident followed by getting another taxi here. So it cost us like £4.03 when it should have been £2.80. So it's like almost doubled the price because we had to wait in the other taxi for a while until he actually declined the trip. And then you have to pay for all the time up to that decline. So it's not like Uber where if there's traffic, it goes up in price. It stays on a certain price. It tells you what it'll be-ish. And then if there's more traffic or you're waiting around, then it goes up. And I have noticed they do drive very slowly too, but I don't know whether that's because of the price going up as well. But we've arrived. It looks quite nice. So it's quite nice to see something else here finally. And hopefully once we see the golden stupa, that'll look even more impressive. But yeah, it looks beautiful right now. This is definitely the most impressive thing we have seen so far. It's really cool artwork on the roof and on all of the walls. It looks like they all tell like some form of story as you look around at each of the artworks, but we obviously can't read the words underneath, which is actually telling us what is going on. This is something we haven't seen before too, an elephant and a monkey there praying to one of the Buddhas. It's pretty cool though, it's got loads of Buddhas around here too, so maybe it's not worth going to the Buddha garden after seeing all this. There's another fat Buddha there. There's a lot of these Buddhas where they're lying down too, and there's a lot of ones where they've made them extra big too, the lying down position Buddhas. But yeah, there's a couple of Saturday ones too, so lots of Buddhas around here. Here it is, the Phra That Luang, and it's actually one of the most important monuments here in Laos, as it is also considered a national symbol and is actually featured on the national emblem. They also have a national festival here every year where loads of monks and pilgrims come to celebrate, and it's called the Phra That Luang festival. So this has got a very big importance in the Buddhist religion. So with us running out of kip, we've had to pay in dollars, so it was $2 each. So it ended up being $4 to come in here, but I definitely recommend doing it. This is probably the best thing which we have seen so far. It's really cool, very impressive. That is the national emblem of Laos. I always think that these things here look like battering rams, which they used to use in walls and stuff when you had to knock down the doors. I've got no idea what it's meant to be though. There's a small market just outside of the temple, which is pretty cool. Still going to try and hunt for a souvenir, but don't think we're going to be very successful. It looks like it's clothes, food, and that's about it really. Finally successful with getting a souvenir, and we've gone for the temple itself because that is on the national emblem, so technically it's probably the best thing to get for Laos. So the bartering initially started at around $5 when we spoke to the first person, and we managed to get it down to $3. Unfortunately, because we didn't have enough kip, we couldn't try and barter in kip, and then in terms of dollar we only had $1 notes, so it was only going up or down by $1 unfortunately. But we'll take it. $3 is only about £2.40, so I'm not too bothered about how much we spent on that, and it's pretty cool and it'll go up on the shelf very nicely. We went inside the headquarters building, which had some pretty cool statues in there too of all of the different monks who have founded it over the years. And it's quite funny actually, we saw the Merlion from Singapore in there too, so I'm not too sure what that was doing in there. I'm not going to lie though, I am getting a little bit bored of all the temples and things now because I've been to far too many already, so I need to start doing other things other than just going in these temples every other day. This man here is the architect for the Phra That Luang, so that statue is actually built a little bit later on after this was built. And we have finished in there, so I definitely recommend going to visit the National Monument, but we're now going to go and try and find a big C to get some snacks before we head to the airport, because we know that the airport is going to be selling them for really expensive prices. Big C, which is basically like a 7-Eleven, should be a little bit more reasonable. So we had massive issues again trying to pay in the Big C with the app. We tried to use this Loca app, so you can like scan a QR code and then you can use your proper card, but that wasn't working. So in the end we had to pay in dollars and in kip, and we paid $5 and 60,000 kip, was it? 6,000 kip. So $5 and 6,000 kip, which I'll show what that comes to because I've got no idea right now. But we've got the smoking barbecue Lays. They look quite tasty. Not had those yet, so hopefully they're good. We've got some Oreos. We've also got some biscuits, some chocolate biscuits, which look quite good too, chocolate chips. And then finally, the last thing that we got was a wafer bar. So that's pretty expensive, to be honest, for what we got. So I honestly can't wait until we get out of Vientiane and we're into Vietnam, because I'm thinking it's going to be a lot cheaper. I mean, I might be really surprised and it's not, but it's just been a pain in the bum trying to pay for anything, trying to do anything. Even it's just not gone well for us here in Vientiane, so I am looking forward to getting to Hanoi. So it ended up costing us £3.09 to get back, which is about 82,684 kip in total. But we're now going to head into another grab taxi and head to the airport. So we've arrived at the Wattay International Airport and are hopefully flying to Hanoi very shortly. It cost us £4.50 to get here, which is about 120,000 kip. And here it is, the international departures section. Get us out of here. So we've got rid of our big bags. Happy days, they're going up onto the plane. And now we're just looking for a postcard because Beth wants to get her grandma a postcard before we leave. So just looking around, there's not huge options. There's a cafe here. And then over there's just like a toy shop almost, another cafe. So we might have to walk through and then hopefully we'll be able to find one. We've completed the task of getting the postcard. We've got Allow a postcard. It's a really nice one too. It's like a print almost of the map. We sort of said that we wanted to put it up on our wall at some point maybe. So maybe in the future you may see it on our wall. But that cost us 60,000 kip. But then in the end we didn't have the kip. So we paid 19,000 kip and $2. Sat down here at the T&T coffee shop in the airport and we bought some chips, which came to a disgusting price of £3.10, aka 83,000 kip. But whilst we're doing this, I'm just doing a bit of video editing / thumbnail making. So at the moment I've got a few thumbnails which you will have already seen, but need to get my face on these photos and then get the YouTube videos out too, which has been a pain because Laos internet has been the worst internet I think I've ever seen. But I'm going to sit here now for about sort of 30 minutes to an hour, eat our chips and then head through security. An hour and 15 till the flight at 7:45 and we're now heading towards security. We've had some chips. I've been able to get a little bit of editing done, which is good too, because I can't really edit while I'm on the plane, which is annoying because I need the charger. So it's a bit of a shame really, but we're now heading through security and hopefully all should be okay. But I keep having to unpack and pack my bag multiple times because for security in all the other countries, it's not like in London where it just does it through the bag. Through security, which was nice and easy, did have to take the laptop out there, which was a little bit annoying, but we're quite happy that we stayed outside of security until now because it is so busy in here. So I'll give you a quick insight there. So pretty much every seat is taken. So if you want a nice and comfy, relaxed stay at the cafe, because the security took about 15-20 minutes, so you definitely stay outside. Thought while we're here we could try one of these biscuits which we got from the Big C. So let's see what it's like. It looks alright, looks like a chocolate cookie. It's not that amazing to be honest. You can't really taste any of the chocolate. Maybe it's like seeds or something. It's a bit of a strange taste, a bit more savoury than sweet. Now 19:35, we're meant to be taking off in 10 minutes and people are just starting to get on the gate now, so it's probably going to be a little bit delayed. In terms of the price of the flights, it's cost us both £125 each, so a little bit more expensive than the previous one. It's annoying though because it did include a bag each, which we didn't really need, but there was no option to take it off the bags. Let's get in the queue for our flight and hope that it's not too delayed. We've arrived in country number 5, Vietnam, in the city of Hanoi. It is carnage out here. You might be able to hear all the beeps, but the flight was so quick. It was literally an hour and 10 minutes, if that. But then the passport security straight after took us like an hour. So we've finally got out. The queues are mental. Let me just show you the traffic going on right now in front of us. But yeah, I'm happy to be here. It's a lot cooler here too. It's about 13 degrees, which we've not really felt yet, but I'm still able to wear a t-shirt, so it's not too bad. But we've ordered a Grab taxi now. How much was it? 348,000 dong, which is around £11.15. So I need to get used to all this dong now because I've been used to the kit. But we're going to be in Vietnam until the start of March. But starting off in Hanoi, 2 nights. Now let's get to that hotel. We've arrived at the Millennium Hanoi Hotel. It's about 11:30 p.m, so it is getting late now, but not for the faint-hearted. We are on the 8th floor, and oh my god, that is scary. But here we go, let's take a look in our room now. So in we go, room 802, and this is what it looks like. So we have the mirror just as you come in. It's quite a big mirror too, which is nice to see. Then you have the bathrooms just through there. We'll go in there in a second, but the fridge is here. That's nice to have a fridge again because to keep the water nice and cool. Then we've got a cupboard. Cupboard looks all right. It's got quite a bit of space, which is what we like to see. A hairdryer, which is perfect, because in one of the rooms there wasn't a hairdryer. And then it looks like there's some form of sliders with VIP on them. So hopefully we are very important people. But here we go, the room. I actually quite like this room, to be fair. It's a bit more modern. It's got the bedside tables and plugs by both sides, which is the first time in a while. Fairly big bed, not quite as big as some of the other ones which we've had. And then on the other side we have got a TV, and I don't know, I think this is a window behind here. I'm not really sure. It looks like a projector, but I think it's a window. So we'll have to have a look out there tomorrow because I don't know what the view is. And then the view out of here is literally onto a wall. You'll probably just be able to see me, but it's like a plant pot there and then a wall. I don't really know what it is. Then this is the bathroom. So quite a nice big sink here, a couple of glasses to drink, and then there's a few things in here like shampoo, toothpaste, body wash, teeth whitening. Is that whitening? Oh no, whitening moisturiser. Earbuds, comb. So there's quite a lot of different things. Nice and big mirror again there. Got the towels up there, the toilet, and then quite a nice and big shower. It's massive. If I try and step back, you might be able to see the size a bit more, but huge shower here on the right-hand side. So definitely happy with this hotel. One of the nicest ones we've had for a while, especially compared to all the ones we had in Laos. The first impressions of Hanoi is that it's very busy. Loads of cars everywhere, beeping constantly. I think we're going to get used to that beeping noise and we'll be hearing it in our sleep. But it is now 11:30 because it took us 43 minutes to get from the airport to here. So the airport's not really that close to the centre of Hanoi itself, but it looks very big. I'm looking forward to exploring it a bit more tomorrow, but for now, we're going to head off to bed, so I do hope you all enjoyed the vlog, and if you did, do make sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you are new, as it goes a long way to supporting this channel, and I'll see you all in the next one.